You can't say I'm bad enough. Smoking on that, drinking all that alcohol. Oh. All right. Hello, family. How we? How we holding up? Um, I was feeling in the mood today. I figured, you know what game always gets me hype, always turns my day around. Little Bayonetta. Yo yo. Sagittari. Bayo 2. Yes. Bayonetta 2. Look at Black Santa in all his glory. Black Demon Santa. Looking like Rick Ross. No, that's Mike Tyson. Never mind. That's Mike Tyson after he got the same deal that Tim Allen did in the Santa Claus. Except instead of letting him fall off the roof, he knocked the shit out of him because he was coming into his house and he ain't like that. And then now Mike Tyson has to be Santa Claus. Actually, I'd pay for that movie. Buddy from Friday. Yeah. Basically, Buddy from Friday. Welcome to the Negro Jump pre-stream. If you guys haven't figured out the formula, basically I'll always do one little short fun one before we do a main one. We have one tonight, and it should be very, very fun. But if I got free time, I'm always down to see how my niggas is doing. I was actually gonna have a guest on, a good friend of mine, but she actually has a much more important job than me and has to do a lot more with her time. She's a college professor, so she's got to make sure these little niggas are on they up and up, getting ready for school. I will reschedule her. Should be a lot of fun. She's a plant ecologist, so there's always like it's weird. She knows a bunch of shit about weed and like strands of plants that nobody knows existed, and it's very interesting conversation. So we'll have her on there. In the meantime, I figured some high pace stiletto ass kicking would be cool. That's Gerard summoning jutsu with the thing. On our last stream with Blair Postman, I told y'all I was going to sleep. That was a lie. I had to go to the DMV, and let me cut this off real quick. I had to go to the DMV and deal with all that madness. Everything's still basically partially locked down, so I was up for quite a few hours trying to sort that out. I sorted it out, and I was like, you know what? I think I might go to sleep. But then I'm like, nah, got to work on some projects in the evening, and then at night we got this stream. So you know what? We rally. This game is ridiculous. Like, utterly ridiculous. This is the first level. For backstory for anybody who has not been met with the Bayonetta series, imagine Devil May Cry, but like Devil May Cry mixed with like your hentai days, mixed with like British fashionistas. Like, I don't know, they're just like, she's this crazy witch who's like 500 years old, and she whips everybody's ass. And her suit, I'm wearing a skin because I'm playing on the Wii or the Switch, but her main skin is actually made out of her hair, and she basically gets naked every time she does a special. Japan knows their audience. They know what people want. does look like Captain Falcon's car, yeah. My whole thing is, who's piloting this right now? Nobody, apparently. How the fuck is this thing moving? But I have both of the Bayonettas. The first one's very fun, but this one just took it up to a whole nother level. I figured it was much more entertaining. The maps are way bigger. The fights are way more ridiculous. It's one of them like sleeper hits that like when they realized that they had the chance to get a sequel, they did not fuck around. Got silver. She do got that good weave, that witch weave. Her shit got demons coming out of it. It's nuts. Oh shit. Always been a big fan of these sort of like combo games, like hack and slash and hitting combos. This one was pretty cool because it had the dodge mechanic allowed you to do things like witch time and like basically slow down your enemies and what you do. There we go. So like yeah, if you dodge just in time, you can kind of like slow down time. Just cinematics to the max. Platinum, yeah. Shout out Platinum Games. Basically like a partner or a sub company or something. They did something with Sega. They're affiliated in some way with Sega. They honestly make dope games. There's another game that they make that I can't think off the top of my head, but the Bayonetta series is definitely one of their flagships. Bayonetta 3 is supposed to be coming out for Switch at some point. They did like a teaser trailer and then I ain't heard nothing since then. I love it. Enemies are dope. And it's cool, you're fighting angels. I like stories that you find out like the good aren't really good or like the bad aren't really all that bad. Like you fight angels because angels are kind of assholes. Like in like real society, they just want to like influence everybody. And this witch basically like has a covenant with some demons to basically keep the angels at bay. In this one, you fight more demons because they actually turn on you on some fuck shit. But interesting concept. I love it. All for it. I have progressed quite a bit in this game. This is the first level, so I'm basically just whooping ass for a little bit. But damn it if it ain't Purdy. Turn into a whole jaguar. Grant the last Uchiha. Hell yeah, I've been wanting Grant on for a minute. I was supposed to have him on like Saturday ago. And it fell through, but he's like definitely on the list. I should call this nigga up now. I know he ain't got nothing going on. This nigga living that teacher lifestyle. I'm might see after this level. I might see what he's up to. But that's some crazy shit. I got the Starfox suit on, and it's cool because your guns. So she has guns all on her feet and on her. She's like she can shoot with 4 guns, do like crazy weird stripper moves. They're actually little Starfox jets. It's one of those games where it's like, yo, how the fuck am I making this work? But you do. Kaiju battle. Damn. Found out recently they have the Devil May Cry collection on Switch. I damn near lost it. It was like $20. We demand the last of YuGiOh. Yeah, let's see what this old man up to. Sagittarius. Damn. That's my hands. And she headbutt him. You are done, sir. Need for Speed Underground 2 is like, you know how like people say like, oh, this is legendary, this is dope, and then, you know, like it's like, oh, maybe you're exaggerating. Like, I can't say it enough. It's like one of the coolest racing games ever made. Like, I don't know how they got away with what they got away with that early on in the game. It's stupid how good that game is. And then for like the next 3 or 4, they just kept getting more and more interesting. I want to get Most Wanted. That would be dope. Racing for pink slips. Trying to take down the like the 7 of them.
Is revenge not all you desire? Right. I know the one who destroyed your world. I know the one who destroyed your love.
Who? They know who they're marketing this game to. They know what they're doing with that suit right now.
Dead witches get dragged to hell. It is what it is. Sean's gonna wander Inferno suffering for eternity. Dims the brakes.
I didn't ask you to tell me what I already know, Rodon. Especially if you're going to be flip about it.
You know better than that. You're not the kind to let that sort of something go out of control, baby.
Just a tiny bit.
Something's up. The balance of powers that keep things in check don't feel.
And she heals herself by eating, like by sucking on lollipops.
She's pretty
And
hot
different
for
ones
a
give her
bitch.
different power ups.
Wasn't a big fan of her
It's
shit
like,
when she was in the realm of the living.
if this
looking at
game
her
just
now,
wasn't so fucking, game is just so hard. Like, you would think it's like, oh, this is just a Weibo game. Like, this is clearly, this is clearly just like spank bank material. But it's just so fucking flowy and good. I remember the first time I picked it up, I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. I can't remember where I got it. It might have been.
What about the games?
This might show my age. Back when Blockbuster was a thing, they had this thing called the Game Pass, and you could like rent 2 games every month. You could rent 2 games for as long as you wanted, basically like some GameFly shit. And I think I randomly picked this up for Xbox for 360, the first one, Bayonetta, the first Bayonetta, and I don't know what I was getting myself into. I was just like, oh, you know what, whatever. I got an extra game, I'll do it. And some chick just doing the fucking the Kim Kardashian model pose on the front cover. I'm just like, all right, I might get some kicks out of this. And then I cut it on, and this chick straps guns to her stiletto heels, and she's firing guns out of her hands, all 4 of them, while breakdancing on a stripper pole. Like, I'm like, okay, this is, what the hell is going on?
They're waiting for me.
Immediately
I
hooked.
still gotta play Santa tonight.
Let the real Santa take care of the presents. Now let's go.
Hey,
Carbon.
I said
Yeah.
I believe, but I didn't
Probably up till Carbon. I think it was. I think maybe the last one that I was like, maybe it's on the decline. Was like Hot Pursuit. I think that one was kind of good, if memory serves. Or I think it's called Hot Pursuit. Got into Forza for a little bit. Some of those were a little too technical for me. Like, I like having fun. Honestly, I just like fucking like having fun with my racing games. Not trying to be a fucking. I got silver. It's not bad. Gotten better on this one, but just fucking around. I was thinking about that after talking with a couple of streams ago. I think it's still up. We had Denise Vlogs on, and that's kind of her. That's been her angle for a while because she's into a lot of that stuff. No, I won't do that record. I've thought about some. Right now, so basically, I just beat Dragon's Dogma, and right now, I think I actually have. I'm on the last level, or just like the congratulation level of Broforce. I was gonna start with that, but then I found out. I looked online. I think that's just like the oh, you did it level, basically. But if memory serves, I think I started that game mid level when I started streaming it. So I may play like the Iron Bro mode, or
The sacred mountain of Fimbleventer. The joint's supposed
America.
to be the link between Inferno and Paradiso.
You can't leave.
There is an
You can't
entrance
leave.
to
We got a
Inferno,
travel ban. You can't
gates
leave.
of hell.
Up.
Somewhere on this mountain. No one knows where, though.
Well, she a
Hell,
witch. I guess
no
she
one
can
even knows
leave.
if it's true
She's
or
like
not.
600 years old. I don't
The
think
only
a
reason this overgrown
virus is
rock
gonna take her out.
worshipped like some god in the first place is that no one's ever been able to get close to the dam.
But not that Joe Pesci nigga. He
It's
gotta
like it
stay.
don't
That
want
nigga
you
human.
there.
Can't go
Every
nowhere.
climber ends up stranded
Broforce is
or
tight,
worse.
honestly.
And
The only
don't
thing
even
that sucks,
try to find any of that
because
place,
I
or
bought it.
bubble.
I bought it on
But at least your
console.
soul doesn't
I
have
don't
to
think
walk
they
whichever
have
afterlife
the
you got lined up, right?
the creator campaign. Steam has the creator campaign, so it's a bunch of user created levels, and that's kind of what I want to play. Because anytime you give, honestly, anytime you give an online community just like access to your tools and like the creator packs, like they always deliver. Um, that would be dope to play that. But yeah, Broforce is dope. Actually, you know what I might do? I could do. I guess it's kind of in the same vein. One of my favorite games was Shovel Knight. I really fucked with that game. But I don't know. What are some suggestions? What are some Because I can honestly, my like, I guess interesting games is pretty
I didn't know the in-flight
pretty
service was
broad.
exclusive to fat Italians.
If there's something that you're like, oh, this is a dope game, I can see if it's on Switch or see if it's on PlayStation. The cool thing about all those third-party access titles that they have for Switch is that it's like a bunch of the older games, like bunch of stuff. It reminds me of like Steam on the go. I found out they're about to add Crisis on there. I was like, that's crazy.
There it is. That's Fimblebit.
Is she on top of the plane? Oh, she pulled a Sonic. I forgot because Platinum Games fuck with Sega. Yeah, she pulled a Sonic.
Gives me the
There you go, the Sonic.
What the hell? Where did these clouds come from?
They're coming.
Sorry, Enzo. This is where I get off. Say hi to the wife and kids for me.
Expendable Bros? Oh, that would be cool. Talk about a fun movie franchise. They're just like, we know what we're doing. We know what we're about. Man, she busted wide open. Jesus Christ. Sonic Adventures would be crazy. One of my favorite YouTube Let's Play channels, Game Grumps. They do this whole, for like years they've done this whole thing on Sonic games and how just like nuts they are. Damn, she fast. But yeah, those would be dope. We're actually planning. I had been talking about it for a while, and then somebody in one of the streams was like, "You got to do it." We're probably gonna do Drunk Mario Party, or we might do Drunk Smash Brothers. One of the two. Me, Gerard, and my two roommates, we might just fucking make a Saturday out of it. I also want to do some cool like user interactive stuff. I'm trying to think of a game maybe that has like customization. I could ask you guys suggestions, and then we'll figure out how to play it. I was thinking about maybe Skyrim. I know Skyrim's been played 1.5 million times, but that's one of those easy, like, since I've played it enough. Or Draw was telling me that the South Park game is very fun. I was thinking about that. I know how to do the Panther within, damn it. Fuck your fruit stand, nigga. It's dope. She's in the spirit world right now, so like normal people are like, what the fuck is going on? Like, these people are real, and I'm just like in the ghost world, fucking up their fruit stand for no reason. What the fuck? Jackbox. Yeah, it is Sonic 1. There's a lot of like beat 'em ups and stuff. Yeah, no, I do fuck with a lot of like the RPGs. Some third-person shooters would be dope. I'm trying to think about. What is it? Get me in there. Let me get in there, dog. Oh, this is the one where, yeah, she could turn into a serpent. Snaky bitch. One thing I love about this game is that it's Japanese in the sense like they don't really tell you what the fuck is going on. Like you know she's a witch. You know that she works with demons, but you just plop into the world. She's already a badass and like don't take shit from anybody. But then you're like, what am I doing? Like how am I able to do all this weird shit? They don't explain it to you at all, but you love every second of it. Very Evangelion, where they're just like, look, just live in the world, dog. I know there's these weird robots, and they're half aliens, and niggas is getting damn near killed every episode, but just watch it. Just check it out. Check it.
You've been naughty.
Ooh, pure platinum. Oh, I just got something from Mr. Grant. Hold up, let me see if he up for Facebook call real quick. She can breathe underwater. I don't have. That's the cool thing I like about. I love water levels or just people who are like, you know what? Fuck this breathing bar. Just have fun in the water, dog. Like Kirby games are like that. Like this nigga just as soon as you drop underwater in Kirby, this nigga just puts on a snorkel. Like I got you, bro. I know I'm a pink amoeba. Let me see what this man's up to. Get in here, boy. Get in here, boy. I know you can do it. Chill. The Uchiha, the light-eye bandit himself, Mr. Mr. Everyman. All right, I gotta go up here. Also shout out Jesse. Shout out Jesse and Blair Postman Comedy. They subscribe to us. We're now Twitch affiliated. Surprisingly enough. So now whenever you watch our videos, you will see a small ad. It's like 5 seconds long. But we start getting ad revenue from that, and then people can subscribe and donate. And it's a little it's you know, it's a little pocket change, but we put all that stuff towards projects and just stuff we got going on. So it's much appreciated. So shout out to Jesse and Blair for supporting the gang. I've been trying to do that more myself, honestly. Like, I have friends who are putting out merch. I have friends who are starting to do videos on YouTube, things like that, and it's just. Support costs nothing, man. Like honestly, like liking and sharing and stuff like that, it costs nothing. Especially if it's my homies. I like to put people on to what's going on. What is this? Oh, I got it over here. I actually don't need to buy anything, so I'm not gonna. Fuck it, I'll show you guys what the shop looks like. It's fucking. It's chill. So the black dude you saw before, the brother, he's a demon. Of course they make us demons. But he's a badass demon. He basically he's a demon, but he doesn't fuck with hell like that. Like he makes your weapons for you, and every time you get, whenever you get a record, basically like you find these little pieces of records in the map, and that record is basically a weapon that you can get or that he can craft for you. This nigga goes down to hell, fights a demon, and just like makes your weapon for you. It's pretty dope. I'm actually gonna, and you can buy like certain techniques. I think I was saving up for something, so I'm gonna hold off on buying some of these. I just can't remember what it was. It's been a minute since but I'm gonna switch up to actually one of my favorite bottom weapons. She's got the butt plug going. She's got the furry tail. This nigga said he free. I told him, yo, you wanna join in on a Twitch call? And then 10 minutes have gone by. So either this nigga's annoying me or he's actually getting ready. Either way, I salute whatever hustle he's doing right now. That nigga's got. This setup is dope. These fucking flamethrowers. So like your I guess your main attack is whatever you attack with your hands. That's basically like your straightforward attack, and then I guess what you would consider your heavy is what you use your feet on. This shit is hard. And then when you do a spin for her, she switches to ice mode on these. I fuck with fire. She'll do this freaky shit. Hold on, if you do, what is it? The second, I'm gonna do Gunzos. This is like default. Can't tell me this shit ain't hard. This is the same combos from the first game. They've upped them up, and like you can add a couple more things. But like playing this at like, I want to say 13 to 14. I was so confused. I'm like, I am turned on but frightened at the same time. This chick is not playing any kind of games. Swords. Yeah, Negro Jump got ads now, baby. We affiliated, dog. Yeah, no, thanks to you guys. We really appreciate it. Enough of you watched our streams that Twitch decided to affiliate us. The next goal is partner. We working on that too. All it takes is just people hanging out, checking out, cooling. We're trying to be more interactive. When we originally thought of doing something like this, we were like, all right, we have this fan base from the podcast. We have this fan base from IG and stuff like that, but it's like me personally, I'm kind of standoffish at times. Like I don't know if anyone is on our Instagram. 9 times out of 10 is Gerard answering any of your questions. I'm surprisingly hard to talk to. I don't know why, but I like it when you get that sort of in-person response. So like things like this, I love doing. I like actually talking to people. Basically, this is virtually face-to-face. And I enjoy that a little bit more than like prepping a message, because niggas be getting nervous and not knowing what the fuck to talk about. But shit. shit. This is dope. So yeah, so it was cool to see that people actually like want to check it out, and I remember this level and do it. So yeah, niggas got ads. I fucked around and watched one. It was a Kevin Hart ad. I was like, damn, these shits. That's how you do an ad, man. Fuck all this 15, 20-second YouTube ad. Like, them shits are like 5 seconds long. Can she go Panther? Yeah, the cool thing is on the second one, you don't have to unlock it. So, like, it's dope because in the first one, not like you felt like you were coming into her powers, but like you were like unlocking just some like stuff that made the game easier. In this game, they're like she can go Panther automatically, and the map is bigger, so it makes more sense for her to go Panther in this game because it's like you can actually traverse the map twice as quick. The first game was very fun, but it was very like linear and like how it presented itself. It was like just very straightforward. You go down this corridor, you go here. Which was cool. It was very cool. But this one, I guess they figured they had the budget. Like, you basically always enter these huge maps that you can kind of find stuff to do in, and treasure chests. And, where's the look at YuGiOh? Look at the thugged out Yugi.
You're putting on quite a show, little magician.
This is 8 Mile Yugi. This nigga got the baggy pants on.
Silly girl.
Steampunk goggles. He got the capoeira pants on.
You'll have to do better than that to earn a tip, my dear.
See, that's where they do that shit. They do that. Just like you obviously zooming in on. You know what you're zooming in on right now. Like,
Cute one, huh? Enough riddles. How can you see me?
Because we're both in Purgatorio, you see.
Purgatorio?
So, are we heading to Thimbleventer on a shopping trip for Mummy, little one?
Maybe. But she told me never to talk
yeah,
to
One Piece did drop on
Stay
Netflix,
out of my
and
way,
it's
or I'll make you
crazy.
never
I've
get
been
here again.
I've been actually catching up myself because he showed me all the like episodes that they have, where I guess they just like combine
Off with their heads, eh?
certain seasons or just certain arcs into movies. I watched a few of them, got up to Skypiea, and I'm slowly just incorporating it in what I got going on. I realize that like I understand that like it is long running, so people who've watched it a long time are very invested. But I will say, for someone who started it late and has just been kind of skipping around, it's still very enjoyable because it's just an adventure. Like all it is, it feels not lighthearted, but it feels like easy to digest. And that's not a dig at it. It's just like I like that. I like being able to cut something on. And as long as they fill me in within a couple episodes of what's happening, and I can get it, and I'm like, oh, that was dope. This dude just fought this dude. Oh, his power's kind of kooky. Like, get it. Hold up. This man. All right, let me see. Let me set this man up with a call real quick. Hold up. Try this out here. There we go. Mr. Sheffield himself. Oh, there you go. Hold up. Hold up, dog. Let me get you right. Hello, sir.
Yo,
What's up, my brother?
not too
Cooling.
much, bro.
This man cooling. Hold
Yeah.
on, let me get you on the screen real quick. Let me get you right. What this nigga?
You
Just
sick.
hanging. Hold up. Let me get my man real quick in here. What, on the couch? What you doing? You got no pictures
Yeah.
up on your wall?
Nothing yet.
Nothing.
Trying to find some. I went to like the thrift, Goodwill the other day, trying to find some stuff, but I mean, like, found like I found like a mic and a mic stand instead of like pictures. There's like
Okay.
a 3-in-1 bag. I was like, oh, it's $15. I'll
But
take
this,
that.
but this, I see you flexing though with the AirPods.
Yeah, you know, we out here living a little bit, not too serious.
This nigga looking like a Lincoln Penny out here, boy. This nigga's out here.
Yo, you wild.
Hell yeah, dog. How you been, brother?
Good man. Just, trying to survive, you know.
Yeah. Um, for those who don't know, on the stream. Oh yeah, we have somebody. Actually, who is the Sagittarius? Who is that? Because I'm terrible with names, but they wanted you personally in the chat.
All right.
To hang out. They said where said where is the last Uchiha? We need to find this nigga. What you up to, dog? What you been up to today? What you watching?
Not much right now. I'm playing San Andreas right now.
Hell yeah, dog.
Yeah, so just reliving, you know, my childhood a little bit.
Hell yeah, man.
What are you playing right now?
Bayonetta 2. Um, I just felt I've been up for a while. I've been up for a good minute, and I needed something high energy to keep me awake. So
Yeah,
this is the game to do it. Nah, man, those obviously like Rockstar is a fucking behemoth, but man,
yeah,
something about San Andreas where it was like, first of all, main character's black, right?
yeah,
So immediately I'm like, all right, I'm invested. But then just the amount of shit you could get into, like the amount of stuff that they just like messed with, like how you go to the gym, make him buff, then he eats too
yo,
many burgers.
facts. Like right now, CJ is 100% muscle, no fat. Because like I forget to take him to go eat, and like he just runs and swims all day every
Yeah,
mission. So yeah, but I mean, like you were saying, like about having like CJ be like a black character. Of course, that's dope. And like you think about like how it was for us black nerds. Like we had CJ first, and then we had Obama. Like 3 years later, like we were winning, nigga. Like they weren't ready for that heat. We were winning. Like black nerds were fucking it up.
hell
Like
yeah, yeah. Nah, we had our stars. We were on a rise. That's probably what started this acceptance of being black and nerdy. You know, it was like
right.
I don't know where the cutoff point was because I just remember being shamed for my fucking Dragon Ball Z shirts in
Yes,
middle school, and
yo.
then
I found a dragon. I saw a picture of myself. My mom sent it to me maybe like a few months ago. Not to cut you off.
yeah,
Like a
no,
few
you good.
months ago, my mom sent me a picture of me from like the 7th grade, the skating ring. You know, there's no good skating ring picture. It don't matter who
Oh
you are.
no, yeah, the lights are terrible. You in them fucking clown
Yeah,
shoes.
bruh. I was in a. I want to say the shirt was. It was an all yellow Dragon Ball Z shirt. It got Goku up top and near the chest. I think Piccolo's underneath him. Gohan, of course, somewhere nearby.
Yeah,
Like I had this crazy little stupid fro on my head, like, and I was in skates. I was skating alone, and you better believe it, because nobody with the
Did you
black
have
kid
your own
watching.
blades, or did you get some from the creepy dude?
Oh, I got it from them. I got it
Yeah,
from
you
them.
got it.
I got it from them. Like later on, I was like, you know, I skateboarded like a decent amount, but like regular skating, that wasn't for me. That
Yeah.
wasn't.
Nah, nigga, I was not coordinated enough. I couldn't do it in my early years. I don't know what it was, cause the thing was, it's like I could skateboard,
Yeah,
but it's something about moving my feet separately that just fucked with me. I just couldn't
Right. Yeah.
couldn't do it.
But yeah, everything's been good over here. How about everything with you?
Good, man. Working on the streams. Just I don't know, trying to produce what I want. Trying to, find the happiness and all this like craziness. I know you as your like other than you performing stand up comedy, doing your sketches.
Yeah.
You teach in New York
Yeah.
and you basically you were basically finishing up your year right as all this shit started going down. What was that weird transition like? Because I remember, I mean, like for me, I was on the outside, so I was just watching the news. They were talking about like, when are we gonna close schools? What are these kids gonna do? Should we close schools? Like, what was that whole experience like from day one?
Yeah, bro. Like, so pretty much how it went was, if I remember correctly, it was March 12th and March 13th, whatever that second full week of March, that Friday,
Yeah.
we let out of school. And when we were at school, it was, uh, like on like some video games and movies where something bad is about to happen, so they just burn down the whole building, so like there's no remnants of anything.
Yeah.
That's how we were moving, trying to get out of that school that day. They're like, listen, you grab all your stuff. We don't know when we're coming back. It might be the end of April. And now it's July. Like,
Yeah. Burn all the files. Yeah.
bro, it was crazy. Like, I remember we left, we were left like March the 12th. I think a week before then, we had like some pizza party or something for like some of the kids. And like in my room, me and my co-teacher in our room, we had like food in the cabinets. And like the kids didn't eat all the food, so like we get hungry during lunch, we'd go and eat the kids' snacks, right?
Yeah.
Eating the kids' snacks because they're not coming back for it. And then I was thinking, maybe the middle of May, I was like, oh shit, those rats must have been humongous eating those snacks. It was probably like $50, $60 worth of snacks in like the cabinet, like Skittles, it was popcorn, hot Cheetos. You know, we got hood kids. Like it was crazy. So yeah.
I was thinking about that because you just said people like getting all the stuff before they had to leave. I'm sure you know Gerard's aunts. They teach as well, and
Yeah.
every time I'm seeing them, and I'm like, they're always complaining about something they left because they can't go back and get it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like I
crazy.
should have brought this laptop. I should have brought this, and I was like, oh, they really not letting y'all back in there. Like y'all
Yeah,
really,
bruh.
yeah. That's nuts. I forgot. What grade was it? Was it 7th grade that you taught?
7th grade. Yeah, man.
7th grade. So 7th grade is an interesting time because you're kind of. It's that weird. It's like that tween sort of like
Yeah.
just into teenager. Like I kind of get how to work as a human being, but I'm also fucking. I'm not all there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, how did they respond to like, oh, all this is happening?
Some kids, I think a lot of kids, they were kind of like most of us adults, where we didn't take it very, very seriously up front. Where they were like, "Oh, well, this is probably just like a temporary thing. We'll be back in school pretty soon."
Yeah.
And then like, I think when April hit and we hadn't gone back to school, and they kind of like started asking me less questions about when are we going back to school. Like they were asking me like every week, like, oh, are we going back to school next week? Oh, are we going back next week? And then like maybe mid-April, like those questions disappeared. They were just like, okay, what work do I need to do so we can move to the next grade? Because like these kids are struggling, man. Like I told them like verbatim, I was like, listen, if I was 12 years old and I was going through this, I don't know if I would be in the best of shape. Because like, as a person, as a kid who had like a lot of video games at my crib, and like 2 older brothers who were like balls deep in video games too, like I know I wouldn't have got a lot of stuff done.
Yeah. No,
Like of course my parents
it's-
work in the school system, but still like
Yeah, I mean, I got you because like my mother taught as well, and so like obviously I had that. I was always around that energy of like, all right, you gotta learn this, you gotta figure out what you're doing. I think I lost your visual. Oh, there you go, you got your back. You gotta figure out like what you're doing. You gotta stay on it because you got this educator in your household who's like pressuring you.
Yep.
But right now, I feel like, at least from what I've been gathering from like a lot of these kids, like looking through TikTok and all this stuff, a lot of them actually like learning. Like
they do.
the days of like learning sucks is kind of over. Like the
Yeah.
smart kids are the cool kids. So it's like they actually want to learn, and then now they're like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I have these goals and plans for myself, and now I'm like, can I see them through? Because motherfuckers
Right.
is dying.
Yeah. It's yeah. You bring up a good point. Like there are, I think the main thing that contributes to that, you think about like this generation, and yeah, this generation is the first generation to be born with cell phones and tablets in their hands. Like these kids who are 12 years old, they've had an iPad since birth, like, or at least like an iPhone 6 or whatever was out of 5S in like 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like it's crazy. The kids
Yeah,
definitely want to learn.
they do, and it's weird because like we hit that point. There was always that point where like we think that the tech is bad, like technology is wrong, or this is like this is gonna spoil the kids, and then maybe for us it probably did, but these kids are actually using it to do something with these. These
Yeah,
niggas are coding and
yeah,
like learning how to be functioning members of society all from the internet. So like
yeah. It's a lot. It's a
yeah,
lot. So everybody's trying to figure out what like next year's gonna look like, and it's like so much that we don't know.
yeah.
Oh, this car's about to blow
So
up,
they
bro.
said that you guys are supposed to be opening September, right? No, what is it?
Yeah. So New York Public Schools is supposed to be opening up September. My charter school, I think, is open up like August 31st. So what's the difference?
Yeah,
But I mean, everything is like contingent upon like what happens in like the next, few weeks or so. Because today's the 20th. Like we're not really far away, and I want to say Cuomo is supposed to make a decision by the first week of August. I think I saw something like that. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
we've had like some guidance from our school. Like, all right, we're probably gonna open up the last week of August, but I think I need to be back at the school like on the 11th or 10th. I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to that, man. Cause obviously it's like, look, you getting paid, so
Right.
like you still getting the bread, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, just like how the system is getting shaken up is it's interesting to put it lightly, and it's fucking terrifying to put it, like more
Yeah.
seriously. Honestly, like it's weird to see how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
No, what you say? You said?
I was gonna say something for me. Like it is like as an educator, like I'm like, oh, everything would be completely different. But as a kid who grew up in North Carolina public schools, I am like really excited for other kids because like for me when I was in like maybe middle school and high school, there was a string of maybe 3 or 4 years. I was like, I don't think I learned anything new. Like this is just stuff I've known since middle school. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
yeah, you might read Shakespeare in the 10th grade. You might read Huckleberry Finn or whatever. But like, did you learn anything new? Probably not. You still know how to find theme from the 8th grade.
yeah.
Like all this stuff. Like, yeah. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Like kids learning something new. Like, oh, these kids who are like taking these online classes, they're already ready for college if they choose to do so. They know how to submit assignments online.
Exactly. It's weird. It's like it's making that push to like, all right, you gotta digitize this, make them sort of give them the responsibility, because that's basically something that they're gonna start doing in college or something like that anyway. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
and they know how to do it. That's the thing. They already know it. You don't really gotta teach it to them, or they just pick it up quickly enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my question. Do you
Yeah.
think that like given just every sector, like every type of job in the private sector, do you think that like we will go back to not having remote stuff? Because like that's a fear of mine is like that
Us
companies will be like, all
regressing.
right, yeah, like regressing, like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, also we did that just for the coronavirus. We're gonna be back all the time at work.
Nah, I don't. I honestly don't, because one, logistically, it makes more sense. It's something that they've been wanting to do for a while. It's just
Yeah.
there's never been a push to. Now there's like a legitimate medical, pandemic push to like, hey, like all this technology exists. Let's actually put time into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope it would change some stuff, like just the way that we structure our days. I mean, I was talking about working in North Carolina or just being in that area. I know niggas is working way too much, way too hard on what they're doing. And now that they work from home because their job is set up that way, they're happier people.
Yeah.
They're much happier people because the system that was put in place in the 50s doesn't belong in the system that can't exist now. It just fucking it just don't,
Exactly.
man. Niggas got access to anything they want in the world.
Right.
Zoom became $1 billion company overnight. You can't tell me this shit
Bruh.
wasn't ready for this. Like,
Bruh, like, if I had like even $1 in Zoom stock before
yeah,
this stuff would happen, I'd be living large, bruh.
large. I should have made my own app, nigga. I should have made just a quick 99-cent app.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, it is what
but
it
yeah,
is.
I don't. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't think we're gonna regress. I really don't. I think that this quarantine and sort of lack of human involvement has shown us that we do need each other.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah,
you
for sure.
can get stir crazy and depressed and just flat out like severely unhappy without talking to somebody. So that first month, everybody was so scared that they did virtually nothing, and then the amount of people who I talked to during that time who were just like, man, I'm down, I don't feel good, I'm just like, I don't know what to do with
Yeah.
myself. It was like, oh, we need each other. We 100%
Yeah.
do, but for some reason I think that we can also, I guess, incorporate the new shit.
True.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that, like, I mean, of course, like, the pandemic has been terrible on everybody. Except for Jeff Bezos, doing pretty good.
Bezos,
Uh,
that nigga.
Yo, he added what trillions of dollars to his net worth in like a
Yeah.
month, or
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm calling conspiracy on that. This nigga did something.
Yeah,
Ain't no way in hell. I added to it for the whole month. All I did was just get shit that I couldn't get anywhere else off Amazon.
yeah. I
I
mean,
had no other choice.
yeah, absolutely. Everything
Yeah.
is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I am excited to see like what's gonna come up in like the next. Like, think about like the type of entertainment that's gonna come out after this, like the movies and the shows and like
Yeah.
commercials and digital and stuff like that. Like, I'm super excited to see what's gonna come since everybody's like in a vacuum creating.
Yeah.
Um,
Everyone is. Any artist right now, if they're not working on themselves, they're working on their craft. I have to believe that.
yeah, for sure.
I've actually been trying to hit you up. Because schedules have been crazy, but
Mhm.
you actually are a fucking heavy hitter in the sketch game. I remember one of the first mics we went to in Harlem. I remember it was actually Ishmael Gaynor. I think he was hosting that night, and he was just like,
Yeah.
after you did your set, it was dope. But I think you were in interview gear because you had just moved, and you were just trying to get a job, bro. Just like,
Yeah.
I remember you came in with the MacBook. He was just cooling in the back, and you did your set, and then Ishmael got on and was like, yo, how come he look like every nigga?
Yo.
Like, you look like every nigga. You could be the lawyer, the principal, the school teacher. I was like, from that moment, I was like, yeah, this nigga's in every sketch I do from
That's hilarious. Yo,
from this day
man,
forward.
Ishmael brings it up in front of like random people he's introducing me to. I'm like, yo, like, I don't know these niggas that well for you to be roasting me in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's real. I don't know. I've been trying to create a lot.
Is there
Like,
stuff you've been writing or like? I just all-
yeah.
Yeah. What you been working on?
So I've written like a pilot or whatever. Oh, this car's about to explode. Shit. So like I've written a pilot and written like 3 episodes for the show that I'm thinking. Then I want to like write another pilot, hopefully before school starts back and all that. And then like try to submit these like late night pack and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's been a lot. Like I submitted one yesterday. Submitted one the other day, and then there's like a Nickelodeon package due on August 1st.
Nickelodeon pack. Oh shit, nigga, you trying to get on all that?
I'm trying to get on whoever will have me, bro. Like, so yeah, just trying to make moves while we're in this pretty much moment of silence for entertainment. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's a good catch up moment for anybody
yeah,
who like because when we got here it was just like this arty niggas moving, so you just gotta jump into the stream, you
yeah,
gotta just start trying to meet people, but then like just dealing with that and also figuring out how to live here, it
oof,
and it's gotten better now, but it always will be like its own obstacle because it's like you still got to live here. You got to figure out this
yeah,
fucking crazy people, the crazy transit, the crazy everything.
yeah,
And I feel like we're at a point now where it's like, all right, well, we kind of got that down, and now there's more time to do whatever. So
yeah.
I just I feel like it's a good time to level up. He trying to bring back Living Color. ah,
Who that?
the Sagittarius.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also real quick on the stream, anybody see any frame drops? I'm looking on a side screen. I feel like it's getting a little choppy, but I'm gonna try to see if I can fix it. But this shit is Bayonetta's it's a crazy ass game. There's a lot going on. But before we were talking about the kid stuff, I want to say like, do you? So obviously you are a teacher and you're very professional because you're successful at it. Do you still though incorporate some of who you are comedically in how you teach, or is it sort of like I have to switch this off or switch this on, or is it because they're older like it doesn't really matter? Like what's your how do you deal with juggling those personalities?
Oh yeah, I definitely walk a fine line, but I think like some of my kids know I do stand up. Like, cause if you Google me, you're gonna find something online. Like I mean, not like a huge online presence or whatever, but like you will find me if you try to look for me, and like I don't like try to hide it or whatever. Like, I will say yeah, I do try to be funny with the kids, cause like I'm again. Like, not that I had like the worst childhood possible or anything like that, but like there are times in school you struggle, just in general. Like maybe you just need to laugh one time during the day in school. Like,
Yeah.
believe it or not, there are kids who just aren't going to be like, oh, I'm going to college. Like there are kids like that that exist, and those kids to me are as important as kids who are going to college.
Yeah.
Because like college isn't for everybody. Like it's hard for people to probably hear that from me as like an educator, but also I'm a realist. I'm like, well, I get it. As a person who's been to college and dropped out of college before, and I'm in college again. Like I can,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
if anybody knows school, it's this nigga. Like, like this is my second time in grad school.
Nigga out here schoolhouse rocking it.
Yeah, I used to.
No,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
and somebody just said Grant keeps it real. Exactly, man. You should keep it real with these kids, man. Ask them what they want to do, what they feel like they can do. Push them obviously to do more than what they feel like they can do. But like everybody has their own path, man. Everybody's got their
Yeah.
own thing that they want to do, or maybe somebody's just like that smart and they're just like I figured out a way to make money
Yeah,
doing
dude.
whatever it is. Was like, well, invest in that, man. Do that.
Absolutely. Like my kids, they're like 12, 13 years old. They got TikTok, right? I mean, I have it too. And like, if one of them popped off on TikTok and got like, if you got 10,000 followers on TikTok and you're 12 years old, not I know that any of my kids have that. Like, maybe you need to refocus on like TikTok. Like, there's some money in it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, discourage them from going to college, obviously. But like, if you're popping on social media and social media is kind of king in our culture, do what you're good at. Like, don't drop out of like middle school and high school, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, make sure you're investing your time equally into like your social media as well as like your education. But if that's your passion, hey, when you're 18, your parents are cool with it, get that paper. Like, you want to live and struggle with student loan debt, or you want to be living it up like with no debt.
Yeah, exactly, because the debt is real. I'm seeing
Niggas
why
be
all these
calling me all the
people are
time.
like, yeah, you be call- so yo, cancel this student loan debt. Niggas is just trying to live their life. Like
Correct.
niggas is just trying to live their life. I got smart, damn it. Fucking
Yeah.
let me live. No, man, it's important to, especially with the options that we have now. Like
Yeah.
just with the technology alone, like you can make livings for yourself, or you can just incorporate it in what you're doing. I mean, hell, even like the idea that like in an NYU dorm, like Rick Rubin was just able to like create an entire studio out. It's like this nigga was going to school, but he still like used that time to
Right.
to do something, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of just going out partying just because you away from your parents, you like, you know what? Nah, I got some projects and I got nothing but time now. So if
Absolutely.
anything, that might offset some of this future debt.
Bruh, for real. Like, there's a kid that I teach. She has like her own lip gloss, whatever, like lip gloss business, I guess. I don't know how much money she pulls in because they do like pop up situations or whatever.
Yeah,
But like, she's 12 years old. She also has like a YouTube account or something like that. Man, if I had that when I was 12, it would be a wrap.
oh hell yeah.
Like, it would be over if I had anything. Like, of course, I was smart. I would have been like trying to keep like baseball cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards from then, and like do whatever.
Yeah.
But I won't think about that.
No, we weren't. Because
So
the thing is, because we weren't taught how to invest our time and money.
right,
They ain't teach us shit about that.
right.
We was just
So
sitting here thinking life was just life, and then you
yeah,
wake up in the real world and you're like, what the fuck? Wait, hold up. How come you didn't tell me that?
yeah,
And I think the information's out there now, or at least it's being spread around enough that the kids are like, nah, like I can figure this out. I got a debit card.
exactly. Yeah, I mean they're doing a lot better than like we were doing. Which I mean that's also what you want for like the generation or two generations after you. It's like, all right, you should be doing better than me, and these kids are definitely doing better than me.
I ain't gonna hold you. You got it going on, dog.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this year's been an eye opener for everybody. Um, I can't keep saying shit like, "Oh, I hope it goes back to normal," because it's never gonna be normal. Like it's like
Yeah.
it never really was normal to begin with. Because a lot of the shit that we looking at that we thought was like, "Oh wait, we doing this?" Like, like
Yeah.
the
Like if
government
we
had
think
the
about
ability to just hand us a check and
yes,
just on the fly. Wait a minute. And then you did it twice. You got just money out of nowhere twice.
right, and that's it's interesting you bring that up because like the people who are online who are like talking about reparations, they're like, oh, so if there's a pandemic, then we can get this money, but like the 400 years of systemic racism, we can't get any dollars, and I was like, oof,
Yeah,
oof,
exactly.
that's
We can't
strong, boy,
get
that's
nothing.
strong. Because like yeah, I definitely think about oh, it's the fastest car in the game. Should have got it.
Yeah,
Like I think about the situation that happened where it's like, all right, cool. Well, nobody's working, everybody's unemployed, and there's a check being cut to everybody, and then like, oh, also you can work from home. It's like, oh, so what other countries have been doing and continue to do when there's not a pandemic, now America can do.
yeah. Just all of a sudden, and then they try to
Yeah,
act like it's like, oh yeah, this is what we thought of all along. Like, no, the fuck you didn't. Like,
yeah,
niggas was panicking and realized that you're doing this whole operation wrong.
right.
On the topic of we were talking about systemic racism. Tari said, did you see Kanye's speech talking about Harriet Tubman? Yo, nigga, man.
I I watched the video. Me, I had to watch it like a video like a few times to digest everything and give it its proper due, I guess.
Yeah,
Um, this is what I said last night. And I think I still feel the same way. Kanye needs somebody to write out his thoughts and let him look at it, and then he should speak on said thoughts.
That's the
Like,
thing, though. This nigga, even if he looks at it like the nigga is unstable. Like, don't let him
that's
talk no more.
right.
like, the thing, and the thing about like, because I totally believe that he is bipolar. I've seen
Sure.
that type of personality firsthand.
Sure.
I've dealt with that in my childhood. I've seen this before. Like when people
Mhm.
ramp up like that, man, like
Yeah.
it's you don't you they can't be liable for what they say, and it's like this is also one of the richest human beings in America right now. Well, maybe not in the richest, but he's a rich ass dude. He's worth $1 billion. So he's
Yeah.
definitely he definitely has enough space to get away with shit, and I just think that needs to be tightened. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Cause I'm hitting a point, man. I'm just like, look, nigga, after TMZ, after everything, like, I love your music. I have always loved your music, but I think I might just check out from you, like, altogether. Like,
Yeah.
just like if your album drops, I'll listen to it, but I just can't. Or it's just like, yo, like somebody take the mic from this nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This nigga came looking like try to do the 50 Cent with that bulletproof vest on.
Yeah. Oh, yo. Crazy. I will say this. He might be he might be one of the most dangerous, in a good way, black men on the planet, easily.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he can literally say what he wants to say with, I'm not gonna say no repercussions, but like everything that he puts out, he owns.
Yeah,
Like, he makes his own clothing. If they decide they want to
he
pull
just
from
signed a
like,
deal with Gap. This man's
bruh,
out here like,
big money.
yeah, Gap, absolutely. Like,
Oh, they needed all the help they could get.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. No, he was doing them a favor, but he's, and it's like, all right, yeah, he's trying to do like, neighborhoods in the Midwest and like Wyoming and stuff like that. It's just I know the type of person that he is, and that's why I always sympathize with him, is because it's like, oh, this dude's like seriously, he's got an issue,
Mm.
and it's very real, and it's just because he has so much influence and power, nobody's checking this nigga, and it's just like you
Yeah.
gotta treat him like your crazy uncle that you don't let out to the barbecues all the time. You got to.
Yo.
You can't let this nigga just roam free like this. Kim, you gotta lock it down.
Yeah.
No public
Yeah.
appearances. All
Hey.
all statements have been pre-recorded so that you can edit out all the funky shit this nigga said.
Right. Exactly.
Just chop up some some of them Christian hits that he got going on. And
Hey, he got him. He got him over trap beats though. I was like, yo.
yeah, nah, I was like, even with the Jesus is Lord, Jesus is King,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, the production's still there, and like even way back with what was it, Kid See Ghost, I was like, hell yeah, production's still there. He's still chopping it up, yay.
Yeah.
But and yeah, like his content's always been like, all right, it's like he's never been known. It's not like the lyrics are like his biggest attribute. It's always the music. So I still check in for it, but it's just like, don't talk no more.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, just.
Who let
Just
this
play the
nigga run
music.
for president? I'm mad at y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to, as you were saying, I'm trying to focus on like putting out like whatever writing stuff I can do. Oh, sorry.
No, you good.
Sorry about that.
No, you good.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to like focus on like the writing that I can do. Like, all right, let me put out characters I want to see on screen if it would ever get picked up. Like, oh, these are characters I would want to see.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that, and just like getting your whatever it is that's like locked in your head, because that's been my biggest thing. It was just like, look, I got all this, something about being a creator. It's like I got all this shit locked up in my head. Like I need to, it's got to get out somehow, whether it's like a
Absolutely.
TV show or stand up or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I gotta get it out. It's weird because we had Blair. You remember Blair Postman?
Yeah.
We had her on, and we were just talking about the juggle of your day job and your your like I guess your art, your passion.
Yeah.
It's like, look, you go through life, you know you got something interesting to say. You just like that's just not the route you took. So it's like, all right, I decided to get a job and I did all this, or I went to school, I did all this, and then now you're like, well, I got a little bit of money. What about this goofy shit that I wanted to do?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
And especially with stand up, it was like, well, you could just go find a mic somewhere just to get your shit off.
Yeah.
And just say what
Absolutely.
say whatever whatever came to your mind. But I feel you on it, man. I definitely feel you on trying to write out these characters. What do you say?
I was gonna say, do you think you might try to do your summer series again, like last summer in the garden?
I am actually, because I just found out we hit phase 4 today.
Yeah.
Which means that pavilions and gardens and public outdoor venues are open. Which
Heck yeah.
means, so last year I ran an outdoor show, which is funny. Somebody, Joe Perot was like, Cordero knew, Cordero was on the cutting edge of outdoor comedy a year before everybody else. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I had to fight and claw to get niggas to come out to these outdoor shows, and now that's what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Nah, but they were fun. They were very fun. We had good turnouts. It was just a cool thing to do. Shout out to Lungs NYC. Even though New York is just this giant concrete place, there's all these cool community gardens all over the city.
So many.
In the Lower East Side, there's a community called Lungs NYC, and they run festivals every year. They have like gardens for fish, and then for planting, and then for crops, and all sorts of herbs, all sorts of shit, all over the city. And one of them, the De Coloris yard, they let us use their space, do some shows. It was fun. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, since everything's opening up again, I'm trying to. I was actually just hitting them up earlier this week. So maybe that'd be dope.
Yeah, I mean,
again. Yeah.
Especially like in that neighborhood, like that was so dope. You should definitely do it again.
Yeah, that neighborhood just didn't. At least on that set of blocks, they didn't really have the opportunity. So it's like they didn't really have an opportunity to go see comedy. So it's just like, oh, they walk past, and it's like, who the fuck is that talking to them? Like.
Yeah.
Microphone, yeah. Poor Andrew Schultz drop a YouTube special. Maybe, yeah. I don't know about
That'd
YouTube.
Cool.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Somebody hit me up on Instagram. Like this guy who following me on Instagram. He's been to like a few shows that I've done, like Indictment or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he lives there, and he's like, "Yo," he's like, "Man, if you put out an album, I would definitely buy that thing." I was like, "Well, I mean, that's down the road for sure, like, and even not like for sure, because nobody knows if they're actually gonna like have an album,
Yeah.
Of course, I would want to put out my own content because, like, who doesn't?
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I mean, like finding getting the right venue together, the right amount of people, and just recording a few of them. Just like, I mean, then you could just put it up on SoundCloud or on Spotify or whatever, and now you got your album out. Doing stuff like this, it made me realize that it is very easy to just self-publish. But one thing I noticed, is, at least for me, was since I like worked a lot, my whole thing was like, well, if I can't go to comedy sometimes, I'll make comedy go to me. So like, I know how to, one of the things I do know how to do is just talk to the business side, like walking up to bars, being like, or venues or theaters or whatever, be like, hey, this is what I'm good at. let me do something in your space. I promise it'll be dope. Yeah, that's definitely something that I'd like to do. You had a couple show ventures as well, though.
Yeah. Shows here and there, like just like, let me just F around, see what I can make happen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think back to the thing about like creating your own stuff and like putting up content. I was thinking about, like, of course, Hannibal also put his special up on YouTube, which I like the idea of like all like creatives of course like getting the most money possible from whatever source without having to go to like big name deals and stuff like that. Like they're talking about, I don't know if you saw the article about Drake potentially being the biggest like musician of all time.
I saw that tweet. Somebody said, yeah.
Bruh, like if he didn't have a contract, like crazy. Because I think Steve Stout was talking about it. He was talking about how much money he would probably make
If he was a free agent.
Yeah, and
absolutely, because almost 100% would just go directly to him. Like he wouldn't have to deal with these side niggas. Yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody did a breakdown of the math, which I always love seeing, like you were saying, like the business side of entertainment, because it's so fascinating to me. Like, I think they were saying something like for Drake, it would probably cost him all of about $60,000 or $70,000 to like have a beat made, be in the studio, and then the rest of the money is just his.
Damn.
And you think about like when Hotline Bling came out. Like, of course, that's like his biggest hit or anything, but like it was a hit. Like, think about if he would have produced it on his own and like paid for studio and not
push it
and
then
through
got
like
all those
Universal.
meme royalties. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like he wouldn't be worried about nothing.
Yeah. And it's weird because it's like that was that sort of turning of the age where it's like, all right, the SoundCloud rappers, like some of them weren't as good as others, but it's just they just figured it out. It's like I don't need to go to you. I don't remember who it was. I saw somebody on Breakfast Club. They were talking about it. It was like they just figured out. I was like, I don't need to go to you to get this to put me on. I put myself on. The fuck.
Yeah, I think that scares like a lot of like the corporate world because they're like, oh, if they learn that they can actually put this out themselves and make more money, then what's the need of us?
You know, and that shit, it's just got me thinking now because a couple streams ago I had a very funny like OG YouTuber on, and she was just talking about how there was a point in time where YouTube got bought up by Disney, or there was a studio that got bought up by Disney, and I was like, they probably saw that these kids on YouTube were gonna just outshine whatever the fuck that they had going. Like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna make all this money for ourselves, and like, you know, let me just buy it up real quick before that happens, because Disney owns like a good chunk of some YouTube programming, and it's like all them niggas probably could have made way more money in the long run now.
Yeah, for sure.
Just being their own entities. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Niggas got Cash App now. Come on.
Yeah. Bro, it would have been a wrap. I was talking to somebody the other day because, like I said, like the business side of entertainment is like very fascinating to me, and of course, also a black nerd. So I was like, just think about all those people who like used to work for like Disney or whatever. No, like you think about like the people who have like these streaming deals like Disney Plus and all that, right? Yeah. You think about like what Disney shareholders were probably like, well, you know, this show probably won't blow up because blah, blah, blah. 10 years later, Disney Plus comes out. Like, dang, I wish I would have put stock in this. Like,
yeah. That shit, I was watching, I was randomly flipping through watching, no, it was Mark Cuban was on Breakfast Club. And the nigga was just like, I missed out on investing in Uber 2 times. It's like, it's probably one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. He's like, the dude tried to approach me the first time, I wasn't hearing it. Then he got a little buzz, I still wasn't hearing it, and now it is what it is. And I'm just like, you just gotta take that risk, especially if you're young. Bringing it back full circle to these kids, where it's just like, look, we're all gonna be, you know, God willing, we all gonna be healthier for a long time if the Rona don't hit us for real. But we're gonna be around for a minute. So like, when you're young, just do something. You don't gotta do what everybody else doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so easy for us to fall into like the thing of like doing what our parents did, and our parents didn't have all like the necessary information for them to succeed.
Ain't that something when you hit that age where you realize with your parents, you're like, oh nigga, you was winging it.
Yeah, for sure.
You was winging. I had that moment with my mother like maybe 4 years ago. I was just like, Oh, you you figured it out too. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Let's figure this out together. Cause
Right.
no, absolutely. You don't have to do exactly what your parents are doing or what them or society tells you gotta do. Don't get me wrong. Don't be like, don't go too off the rails. Fucking
Yeah, exactly.
talk to people. Immerse yourself in some sort of society, but you don't gotta feel bad for wanting to try something different.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for damn sure.
Like I see people on TikTok, like, it's a lot of TikTokers who are like under, I don't know, under 20 who are crushing it. I'm like, yo,
Yeah. A lot of them don't know how to flip that though, and that's the weird thing about it. I guess it's because they're so young, right? So
yeah,
it's like they're so young, and uh, they don't. Granted, we still live in a capitalist society, so they don't. They're still young and living at their parents' house. So like, of course, they're not worried about money. They don't think really about what they can do to flip a dollar. And it's like, look, you got 1 million people watching you.
yeah,
You just jumped up to 100,000 IG fans. Those are potential customers, dog.
absolutely.
Those are people. Get a T-shirt. Get some fragrances. Be like that girl. Get some lip gloss. Do something.
Right.
Because those $4 or $5 add up. You times that by 100,000, and you set.
Yeah, absolutely. Like on my TikTok, I've been doing these like where are they nows on TikTok or whatever, and like I did a where are they now on Macaulay Culkin, and it was talking about like he's of course a lot of people people are like, oh, well, Macaulay Culkin's not doing so great, blah blah blah, but while I was reading, he was just like, I'm set. I don't have to work again. Like I do whatever I please, and
Ever. Yeah.
of course he struggled like those early years, like after Home Alone. That's what he said in like the article. It's like, oh well, I wasn't treated the best, blah blah blah, and like
Back then
not that that's
they did not treat them well back then.
yeah,
Just
like
kid actors.
terribly.
Yeah.
And then you think about like Shia LaBeouf as well. Like I think they had I don't know if you watched Even Steams or not as a kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
all right, let's get into it.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
nigga, you always get into like the shows, and I'm like, oh, this nigga. Like when I found out you fuck with Boy Meets World, I was like, oh, this nigga knows what's up. this nigga had TGIF. He knows what's going down.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's just like it's interesting because like yeah, well, like at that show, like they had like a reunion or something like for the show, and like Christy Carson Romano, who plays Ren Stevens or whatever, his sister, like she's on TikTok and she's like big on TikTok, and they had like I think it was like a reunion I saw on Yahoo or something like that, and they didn't even have your boy up there, and he's the main star.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because like he's so against all of that from his childhood.
Yeah. After hearing, I didn't watch it yet, and that's the next movie I need to watch with my roommates. Honey Boy. After hearing the synopsis for what Honey Boy was and watching some clips, I'm like, yo, this shit is about to be good and heartbreaking at the same time.
Right. I really need to watch that. I need to put it on my
Yeah.
list.
But yeah, like you don't realize like, yo, this nigga got like put through the ringer. All this whole time through Disney, we thought this nigga was having fun, fucking
Right.
with beans. This
Yo.
nigga was living in a trailer. Fucking beans.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that nigga.
Yeah.
But no, the fact that this nigga was just like living in motels between sets of Even Stevens, like of course this nigga went crazy. This nigga was a
Yeah.
star on fucking cable, like he's a huge Disney Channel star, and you can't get this nigga a house.
It's crazy, dog. Crazy.
Yeah. The usual.
Yeah. Like I don't know, man. Like I think maybe like during this quarantine, I've just been thinking more and more like, man, if anything ever pops off with like entertainment for me, like I need it to be in my name. Like it needs to be like just my production, just whatever.
Just you can help me with distribution because you have the reach, but my name is on my design. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like what's his name? Like Tyler Perry gets a lot of flack for like not having like a writer's room and stuff like that. But I also get it. Like to a degree, I get it. It's like, all right, well, I never have to worry about like any issues with writers because I write all of them.
Yeah.
But like,
And
I
sometimes,
get it.
like sometimes that's just how you get your art off. You look at people like him or like a Quentin Tarantino, where it's just like,
Yeah,
listen, man. With art, being collaborative in art is a good thing. But also, man, if you have your own design and you want to stick to it, and it keeps giving you results, niggas
yeah,
keep pulling up the Tyler Perry movies, dog.
yeah,
He's got a core fan base. He realizes, like, look, I don't need to reach 1 billion people. I can still reach 1 million easy. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine.
yeah,
I'm still
exactly.
getting paid for it.
And like being able to like be completely in your niche like he is too. Like there's no part of his niche market that he doesn't hit. Like all the people who are Tyler Perry fans, he gets all of them.
Yeah.
Like
He gives them something. If you're
yeah,
into that love and basketball BET style, like some people just really enjoy that comedy. There's a lot of people who really enjoy that comedy, that kind of content. I remember I'll never forget this moment. I went to see Madea Goes to Jail in theaters, and when I tell you that shit was a cookout,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
niggas pulled up with like boxes of KFC and like 2 liters of grape soda. Nigga, I don't think I heard half the movie. I honestly don't. Niggas was talking, hanging out. I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, he did that.
Yeah.
Nigga
I
turned
think
a movie theater into, what is that?
I was gonna say I think the closest thing for me, like an experience like that, was probably I think the Biggie movie. I want to say
Biggie. Okay, yeah.
when that movie came out, there were people dancing in the theaters in Durham, North Carolina. There were people dancing, like certain songs came when they started dancing. I was like, yo, this is like bigger than a
Yeah.
movie. Like, and then what's the other one? There's another movie that's like another rap movie.
Straight Outta Compton was big.
Straight Outta Compton, yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. We're not even gonna get into Black Panther how they were acting because that,
Oh no, Black Panther. Yeah, that was, nigga, that was a convention.
yeah,
Niggas turned the movie theater into a con. It was great.
right,
It was great. All the
like
white delegates from all the tribes came out. It was dope.
yeah. I think like I had like this joke I did for like maybe like a week or so like after Black Panther, and I think the joke went something not to like burn a joke, but I don't do it anymore. But like it was something about think about how bad the people at the African market stores must feel the weekend after Black Panther when everybody returns their dashikis and shit. Like, because you know they're
Oh yeah, them
like
shits
all
were
right,
rented.
oh yeah, absolutely. Like, all right, it's Monday, we don't need this anymore. We gotta go back to work.
Yeah,
Like, I just remember it being crazy.
it was. Either that or they just gave back to their relative. One or two.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. As a black nerd, like I went in there and I was like, man, y'all won't with it before. You haven't seen the other Avengers movies. You weren't jumping into Marvel
Yeah.
before this.
I
But
don't know about
that's
these
also
Winter
okay.
Soldier, dog, but that Black Panther was fire. I was like,
Yeah, exactly. I think you know when you're like a nerd or whatever, like we want to have ownership of when we started watching. Like, oh, well, I was watching it 7 years ago. Blah 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 blah. Like, I'm that person. I also hate those people at the same time.
yeah.
Like, I
You
remember
wanna be
when Lupe
inclusive.
Fiasco was underground.
Yeah. I think for me, my thing is, like, I get it when people want to hop on trends, and it's like, it's fine, it's cool. What I like to do instead of like bash, if I can, is be like, all right, well, while you're here, while I got you,
Yo, yeah, for real.
while I got you in this space, how about we
Yeah,
try this, and just like, because you never know. You never know. Some people, they just needed a push. Maybe Black Panther was some brother who was just like, look, I'm militant about this. I ain't into that weird nerd shit. Maybe
yeah,
that was his push. Maybe that's what he needed. And now this
yeah.
nigga's just showing up, wooing at Endgame.
Yeah,
Sometimes
man.
that's all it takes. Nah, man, for real, it's all part of the process, man. Enjoying people, trying to do your art, um, thinking it through. I'm actually almost done with this game. I went to hell, I think, around this level, I want to say.
Oh shit, nigga gotta go.
That's the hell. But shit, man, I got to get up with you again soon. For those of you who don't remember what episode Grant was on, shit, you were on.
It was early.
You were on, yeah, like, no, actually, no, you were later. You were like maybe 19 or 20, somewhere in that. Because that TN clip popped.
Oh yeah, I remember
Just
that.
go to the Negro Jump podcast. Check out his episode. I want to get you on again. We got a new stage setup that we're trying to work on, and we'll be testing that out to get a recap. Because you have a fan. You got Sagatori is a fan of the last Uchiha. So.
Oh man, appreciate that. Yeah, you gotta follow me on TikTok then. Grant Sheffield 1. I think that's
Grant
my name
Sheffield
on there.
1. Yeah. Chicago locking down Friday? Shit. Damn. Shy. Sorry, somebody just commented on that. Yeah. Well, shit, nigga. We just hang out to this.
Right.
We're gonna be chilling. No, bro. Yeah, we gonna set up. We're gonna have you back. I gotta get up with you about some of these sketch ideas. We got some promos that we want to shoot. I have some ideas that I've been writing that I think you'd be great for.
Okay.
So we'll have to work on that. I'm gonna let you go though, cause I know niggas is focused trying to kill these hoes and stop trains. But we also we're gonna be prepping for an 8 o'clock stream. We're gonna have Amy Elfers, the manager of Dead Crow Comedy Room.
Oh man, can I say hello?
Amy is a delight. She has been influential in both me and Gerard's just like comedy careers, hanging out, giving us opportunities at the club. So we're just gonna talk with her for a little bit. That stream should be starting at 8, I believe, and then I'll probably shoot down, link up with Rod and some other people. But yeah, bro, it was good. It's good to talk with you. I'm glad your fans got to see you. Got to hang out with you. But we'll talk for a sec after this. But for everybody watching, this has been the Negro Jump live stream. As I said before, we are now Twitch affiliated. So if you like the content and you just want to support the homies, feel free to subscribe. And also just put your notifications on, if anything. So that way you can just kind of jump in. Say hey, leave a comment, ask us questions. Like I said before, I really enjoy talking to people live and in person, and this is kind of the closest way to do it. So definitely watch out for that. And we have merch available on negrojump.com. Buy the shirts.
Hey.
People are getting them pretty quick. Also, before I let you go, Grant, shout out your socials. Anywhere people can meet you, anywhere people can talk to you. Your fan base is growing, my dude, so you got to let them know. Where can they find you, dog?
Yeah, on Instagram, you can find me at Grant Sheffield 1. I think it's the same thing on TikTok. Twitter is Grant Sheffield. Yeah, you can hit me up there. Also, you can see, if I don't respond to like a DM or something, you can always feel free to shoot me an email. I know that's outdated, but I still respond to emails. Like, I still love a good email. I like to hear my notifications. Can't take the teacher out
this nigga. This nigga said it.
Of course, I check it all the time. You can email me at grantthecomic.
Nigga needs a good subheading, or he is not gonna pick up this. Could have an engaging opening statement.
Right. Like, per your email, like, that's how I'm gonna respond to everybody's email. Like, yeah. But yeah, hit me up at all those places.
Grant Sheffield 1, definitely hit him up. See his content. He's got sketches sprinkled about all of his content. He's got TikTok videos. He'll have some more stuff coming out through us. Yeah, bro, really appreciate you on. Guys, this has been the Negro Jump live stream. Appreciate you. We'll be seeing you soon. Peace.